Porpoising has held Mercedes back so far this season, forcing the team to run its W13 with a much higher ride height than it was originally designed for. Raising the platform costs a lot of downforce, but the team is still convinced that if it can turn off the porpoising, it will be able to unlock a lot of speed by running the car where it was intended. The team has worked hard to get to the bottom of the problem, and it is now hoping to bring developments to Miami that will provide it with an accurate indication of whether or not it has begun to properly address the issue. Trackside engineering director Andrew Shovlin stated that the updates would not immediately solve all of Mercedes' problems, but would at the very least confirm if the company is on the right track. Shovlin stated in the team's regular post-race weekend analysis video, "We know where we are at the moment. We know that gap that we need to make up to get where we want to be. But as a team, we are very focused on the engineering challenge that this is, and it is a very interesting engineering challenge. These are problems that are new to us, that we need to get on top of and understand, and there is an enormous amount of energy back here going into that. But day by day, we are moving forward. We are learning more about it, and hopefully soon, maybe as soon as Miami, we can start to bring some parts to the car that will hopefully give us an indication on whether we are moving in the right direction. We are not expecting to solve this overnight, but if we can get a clue that we are going in the right direction, that we really got to the bottom of what is going on, then we will be quite pleased that we are just moving on the right path." After Imola, team boss Toto Wolff apologized to Lewis Hamilton over the team radio after the race for delivering him an undrivable vehicle. Mercedes' hopes of winning the title appear to be dwindling. And to make matters worse, Hamilton was lapped by eventual race winner Max Verstappen. It's safe to say that the team will have a difficult time reclaiming their previous prominence. During an interview, Hamilton was asked about his displeasure with the team's position despite fighting for victories in every year of the turbo hybrid era. And he said, "It's been difficult, and it's definitely not easy, but we all feel it as a team, and at least George got some points today for the team, so apologies to everyone that I wasn't able to do so." Toto Wolff suggested during the Imola weekend, where the team had a very difficult weekend, that the team just needed to find a way to unlock the potential in the W13. "I think we have a direction, where we know how we can unlock the potential that is within the car that would bring us much closer. But at the moment, we haven't got the key, and therefore you just need to grind away and you just need to continue to rely on the science and physics before spiraling in some kind of negative momentum." When asked to elaborate on Wolff's remark, Shovlin said, "It is obviously a bit of a cliche, but the reality is we can't run the car where we designed it to be run. We're having to run higher ride heights, and by running higher ride heights, it's got less performance." Now that might be true for almost every car on the grid, as lots of people are suffering with this problem, and we know that lifting the car is a way of alleviating it. A lot of the work that is going on in Brackley has to understand the phenomenon and whether we can actually control it, whether we can engineer it out of the car, and when Toto talks about finding the key, what he is really talking about is there an aerodynamic solution that we can apply to the car that will make this problem go away? Now, being realistic, we think this will be something we approach in steps rather than one big moment where the whole thing vanishes. But we are seeing encouraging signs. As I said, we are hoping to bring parts to the car soon. Maybe even Miami, where we can hopefully see progress on this issue. Mercedes did make some changes to its car in Imola, reconfiguring the vanes on the side of the chassis and adding a third, as well as tweaking the side pod inlet, diffuser, and rear deflector end plates. However, it is yet to make any significant changes bringing its narrow side pods to the second pre-season test in Bahrain. As a result, Miami may be the first race where the German manufacturer brings a significant upgrade package. However, the team may be racing against the clock, particularly when it comes to their superstar driver Lewis Hamilton, who may become dissatisfied with the team's performance. Former Formula One driver John Watson believes Lewis Hamilton will become disillusioned with the sport and may leave Mercedes if they do not improve their season before the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Hamilton, 37, is in the twilight of his career, and many saw this season as a vengeance mission after narrowly missing out on an 8th world title in 2021. Mercedes, unfortunately for Hamilton, has been unable to deliver in the new ground effect era. Performance issues have dogged 2022, and they are not solely collective, as young teammate Russell has fared much better on an individual level. Watson, who won 5 Grand Prix between 1976 and 1983, believes Silverstone will be a pivotal point in the season. "I can see Lewis getting disillusioned. The grind of being a Grand Prix driver becomes significantly harder when the car is not good. And for Lewis, given his age and the whippersnappers coming through, every year will be more and more difficult. The important thing is to know when to get out. Has he stayed a season too long? I think he will take until Silverstone to see if he is back at the races and getting podiums. There is a lot to weigh up. His legacy is a major consideration. He wants to be an 8-time world champion, but he may now realize he will never achieve that. The dawning of that reality may just be coming into his mind. Hamilton addressed speculation about his next move in a cryptic social media message, stating that he will be the one to decide when his masterpiece is finished. After 15 years in the sport, a prolonged silence following last season's dramatic conclusion sparked retirement fears, and many believe the end of his career is not far away. A driver who has spent the majority of his career fighting for championships and race victories may not want to go out on a low, putting additional pressure on Mercedes to address their issues. Hamilton was caught at the back of a DRS train at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix last time out and failed to move past a disappointing P13. Russell, on the other hand, benefited from a strong start and finished 4th. After 4 race weekends, Hamilton is already 58 points behind championship leader Charles Leclerc. The British Grand Prix is scheduled for July 3rd, giving Mercedes 2 months before Watson believes he will become disillusioned. Russell, who spent the first 3 seasons of his career with Williams, has settled in well in his first season with Mercedes, despite the German team's significant pace deficit to rivals Ferrari and Red Bull. While Russell is 28 points ahead of Hamilton after 4 races, he is adamant that the 7-time world champion's position within the team leaves no doubt as to who is the Silver Arrow's lead driver. I think because we're just at different stages of our career, there's no hard feelings either way. From my side, I'm 24 years old going up against the greatest of all time. If he were to finish ahead of me, obviously I don't like it, but I'm not going to cry and sulk about it. I think equally from Lewis's side, he's achieved so much. He's a 7-time world champion. He's got all the records. You see it sometimes when you've got 2 drivers who are at the same stage of their career. In the back of all drivers' minds, they're fighting for that top leadership spot. Whereas for both of us, there isn't that, because Lewis has been here for so long. I'm the new kid within the team, and I'm not going to go out there trying to be the leader of the team when I'm going up against the greatest of all time, who's been here for 10 years. He's like the captain of the team, and that's how it should be. However, while Mercedes works on car developments in the hopes of resolving its issues, Lewis Hamilton has stated that he does not expect a dramatic turnaround before the Miami Grand Prix. When asked if he was looking forward to the new race, he said, "I can't say that I'm particularly looking forward to it at the moment, but I'm sure during the week I'll get to a positive frame of mind. I'll be at the factory tomorrow to work with the guys to see what we can improve." What are your thoughts on Mercedes' plans to upgrade Miami? Is it too little too late? Hamilton is struggling. Do you believe he'll be looking elsewhere for the future of his career? We'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos.